Hello, everyone. Budgeting is the tool that helps you allocate your resources, or money coming in, effectively, ensuring you live within your means while also saving for your financial goals. At the end of each month, every dollar you earn should have a job, whether it's for expenses, savings, or investments. This approach ensures that you're fully aware of every dollar you earn and spend. 1. Assess your income. Know your monthly income after taxes and deductions. List all income sources, from full-time jobs to parental allowances. Avoid overestimating your income, as it can lead to overspending. Be as conservative as possible when budgeting for variable income such as tips or side gigs. It's easier to adjust for underestimated income than to manage overspending. 2. Track your spending. For 1 month, record every purchase or instance of money spent. Apps can simplify this process, but a spreadsheet can also do the trick if you are willing to track manually. Then, spend some time turning each expense you tracked into an annual estimate. In some cases, you may just multiply by 12, for example, for monthly rent. In others, you will need to make a judgment call, for example, for restaurants. To this list of expenses, add any seasonal expenses that you may not have incurred during the month, such as holiday presents or high electricity charges for air conditioning in the summer. This exercise will help you better understand your spending patterns and identify potential areas for savings. 3. Categorize expenses. Divide your expenses into need against want and fixed against variable. Needs are essentials. For example, rent, health insurance, transportation to work or school, while wants are non-essentials. For example, dining out, entertainment, the extra cost of a cab versus a bus. Fixed expenses stay constant, like rent or insurance premiums. Variable expenses fluctuate, like groceries or entertainment. Within each bucket, further classify expenses into categories, like rent, groceries, entertainment, etc. 4. Fund your needs. Based on your tracking and categorization, assign a budget to the needs categories first. Be honest with yourself on what qualifies as needs against wants. For example, you need a small budget for grocery shopping to feed yourself, but you may want to have pricier food delivered instead. Delivered food is a want, not a need. The remaining income will be used for savings and investments, and for wants. 5. Plan for emergency funds. After your needs, fund your emergency savings. Aim to save at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses, preferably 1 year of expenses once you are established in your career. This fund is critical in case you lose your job or face an expensive medical emergency. For example, if you're starting from zero, even a small, consistent contribution can make a difference over time. Consider automating contributions to your emergency fund account to ensure they are not forgotten or skipped. 6. Manage your debt. If you have debt, focus on paying off high-interest debts and understand their impact on your credit score. The minimum payment is a starting point, but paying more can save you money in the long run. 7. Fund your savings, investments, and wants. Once your needs, emergency fund, and debt payments are covered, allocate a conservative, think feasible but less than ideal, amount for each of your want categories. Then, allocate some funds to your savings and investment categories, which should include retirement, once fully employed, and any specific financial goals, for example, buying a car or going on a nice vacation. Financial advisors often recommend saving at least 20% of your income. If this is not feasible, aim for a percentage that is doable but still meaningful. If you still have funds available at the end, you can allocate them to additional savings and investments, or to your 8. Be smart about borrowing. Borrowing can be a useful tool, but it's a double-edged sword that requires careful handling. The budgeting tips provided so far assume you are living within your means, funding your lifestyle through your available income. If you choose to borrow to expand your spending potential, for example, credit card or personal loan, do so very carefully. Ideally, borrowing should be reserved for emergencies or significant life events, like medical emergencies or essential home repairs. Always consider the interest rate and have a clear plan for how you'll repay the debt. This should be factored into your budget immediately, even if payments won't start until later. And remember that borrowing affects your credit score and your ability to borrow in the future when you might need the debt more than you do now. 9. Regular budget reviews. Life changes, and so should your budget. Adjust your budget periodically based on actual income and expenses, making sure to follow the steps above as you do so. And 10. Use technology. Leverage budgeting apps, such as Mint or Quicken, for better tracking and management, or simply an Excel or Google Sheet that you update every week. Effective budgeting is a crucial skill for financial stability and growth. The steps we've discussed are designed to help you gain control over your finances, setting the foundation for a future of informed spending and saving. Remember, the goal is to make each dollar work for you, balancing needs, wants, and savings in a realistic way. Regularly review and adjust your budget to keep it aligned with your changing financial situation. By sticking to these principles, you'll build a strong financial habit that supports your goals and reduces stress. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your financial confidence grow. Here's to a financially savvy 2024. We hope you found these steps and tips helpful. Please remember to share your feedback, comments, and stories with us. If you like this episode, We would really appreciate a 5-star rating so more listeners can find this podcast. Look in the show notes for links to the article and to our social media channels, where we share daily tips. Until next week, be well.